What up? What up? It's a CO Show podcast. I am your host, CO. I got Breezy right here with me. Bree, what up?
What's up?
Yo, Bree, this is episode number 9. I think it's episode number 9. Yeah.
Nina?
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's language I don't know nothing about, but okay. Whatever. Bree, do you watch basketball?
Sometimes.
Okay. Do you know it's the playoffs going on right now?
I do.
Who's your favorite team?
My favorite team will have to be the Cleveland Cavaliers because y'all know I'm the real 2-6 Breezy and I got to stay true to that.
How y'all doing?
Are we doing? We're not doing good at all.
Oh, y'all season is over.
Trying to be funny?
It's the playoffs. LeBron is not there anymore. And so Cleveland ain't going to the playoffs no time soon unless LeBron decides to take his ass back home, which that might happen. But anyway, like I said, Cleveland Browns are doing great. Like they got all these new pickups. So they picked to go to the Super Bowl this year. It's like the New York Giants and now the old Cleveland Cavaliers. It's crazy. I mean, Cleveland Browns. But I watch the playoffs. My team is the Golden State Warriors. I'm a big Kobe fan. So like since he retired, had to pick up a new team. I'm a big Durant fan. So I picked up the Golden State Warriors and they've been killing it for a couple of years now. They're defending champions for the past 2 years. And this year, Durant's been doing his thing.
He got what he deserved last night. Go ahead and say it.
But there's one person, even aside from Durant's injury, he got what he deserved. What would he deserve? Nobody deserves injury.
Yes, nobody deserves unwrongful death. Some people deserve injury.
Like Achilles injury?
All I'm saying is this. I don't like Kevin Durant. I don't like bandwagoners. I don't like how he wouldn't be, having all these rings and all this great stuff if he didn't have to go to this all-star team. So, no, I don't like Kevin Durant.
LeBron did the same shit. What are you talking about?
LeBron will take that championship, the playoffs, wherever he goes. Now, this year, he went to the West Coast. He fucked himself up. Kevin Durant, I don't like that bandwagon energy. Just like how you said, I had to find a team. And
yeah, you got to rock
now
with a
Kevin
new team.
Durant's my guy, and now Golden State's my. I don't like that. Stick true to wherever you was at. Stay where you was at.
Am I going into retirement?
No, you're not going to. No, stick with the Lakers.
I'm not a Laker fan. I was a Kobe fan.
All right.
Anyway, so Durant got hurt last night. We all know about that. But before he got hurt, the last few games I've been paying attention to every single game in the playoffs. Steph Curry has just been like tripping. Like he ain't been doing his thing like he's supposed to. He stepped up last night when Durant got hurt. Golden State still won the game. But I just been watching him. I'm trying to figure out like what is he going through? Like he missing a whole lot of shots. He tripping. And then I'm looking at the news, social media news, and I see his wife. And his wife was on Red Table Talk. Did you see the interview?
Yes, I love Red Table Talk. First of all,
hold on. Well, let's tell him what we're talking about first. So his wife was on Red Table Talk, and Jada basically went around the room because it was his wife, it was Steph's wife, his mom, his sister, and then his new sister-in-law because his brother is newly engaged as of a couple of days ago, and they were just talking about how do you deal with dating such like public
spotlight athletes.
Yeah, spotlight athletes is what she called them. And she was going around the room asking different questions. And Aisha basically came out and said the one thing that really bothers her is her husband gets all this attention, but she doesn't get male attention like from guys, not in her family, and not him, but like strangers, men she don't even know. And she feels like it makes her feel insecure because she wants some attention too. She wants to feel sexy. Now for me, I know how I feel about it, but this is the time I want to let you go first because I want to know what a woman thinks about it.
Okay, first of all, I feel like she was not wrong in what she said. The way that it came across, it struck a lot of opinions, especially in men specifically. Mm-hmm. All she was saying is, regardless of the fact that she's happily married, people, when she walks into a place, whether it's the grocery store, the mall, or enters a room, she doesn't feel that set of eyes on her where she's like, oh, they're looking. Mm-hmm. She feels like nobody's acknowledging her, like as if not necessarily an old maid, but it's like, am I washed up? Mm-hmm. Am I not appealing to the general public anymore? Uh-huh. Not only that, but I think the issue of why she's not getting that response is because Steph Curry is really respected. You know, a lot of people like him and they respect their relationship. So a lot of guys kind of go at bay.
Oh, you think we
but
care?
Then again, they don't care. But I think she's really just not receptive to it. I don't know if she's looking for somebody to be like really bold and blatant about it. But I know that there's people who still be looking at her like, I mean, she could get it. No disrespect. But she wants somebody to, you know, be like, nephew, I see you. Yeah.
So she want to be like the fine wife at the cookout, like the new family member.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, there's nothing wrong with what she said. There's nothing wrong with what she said. And everybody's like, oh, she wants to cheat on her husband and she wants to be treated like a hoe and she wants to. That's not what she was saying. All she's saying is sometimes you like to feel like you still got it. You know, she's not old by any means. Mm-hmm. She's young. She's very beautiful.
She just turned 30.
Exactly, which is a woman's sexual peak and prime. And she feels like, you know, is she being noticed by the public? And I feel like she is, but I just don't think she's really receptive to it because of her own insecurities. It's just my personal opinion. I don't think she was wrong in what she said, but I'm sure you disagree.
Let me say this. When I first heard it, I didn't watch it at first. Like, I just heard clips, and then I was reading, like, the script from, like, what people were saying she said. So I was like, before I go on here and be loud and wrong, let me go watch the whole thing in its entirety and make sure I don't miss nothing. It was like 27 minutes. And her part where she said that was really only like 7 seconds. Like, she only touched on it for like 7 seconds. But I listened to her, and as a guy, and I speak for guys, but I don't speak for every single guy, so I get that. But as the only guy here, I was looking at guys' comments, and for me personally, it's like, bruh, you have this guy who's worth over 100 mil, easy, maybe 200, we don't know, easy. So you have kids, beautiful kids, a beautiful family, and he comes from a good background. Like, he has his mother, his father. He was taught the right things. We don't know if he cheats. We never heard that he cheats. So at this point, he seems to be doing the right thing. So it's like, as a guy looking at the situation, it's like, bruh, you have this woman who basically, if you ask women what would they want in life as far as family and a husband and kids, they're the prototypical family. So if they're the prototypical family, it's like, why are you sitting here tripping about niggas that ain't even in your family? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, are you serious? You're worried about Joe walking down the street, seeing you and saying, oh man, I wish he compliments me. Cause she said she sits back and watches how much attention he gets. And it bothers her sometimes because she wants to feel like wanted also by other men.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But then she stated, oh, well, I don't want it, but it would feel nice if I got it.
It's reassurance.
Like,
women
bro, do you
require
want it or do you
that.
not want it? What?
We require reassurance.
But that's what goes.
You can't just tell.
I listen to you. But that, for me, that's when guys look up and say, you can never please a woman. Because it's like, God has given this woman everything a woman could ask for. And she still wants more from no-name nonsense niggas. And it's like, for me, I'm probably a savage. So because I'm a savage, I look at the situation. If I knew her, like if I saw her somewhere, I'd be like, oh, that's Aisha Curry. She got a good little family. You ain't really trying to like rock that boat. Like, you ain't really trying to mess with that. It's like, dude, Steph Curry. And even when you're a savage, you still look at their situation like, yeah, you don't really want to mess that up, man. Like, you ain't trying to disrespect that man and his wife. So, but for me, it just seems greedy. It seems like you can never be pleased. As a guy, it just does. And I understand women will see it a certain way, but as a guy, it just comes across as it's just like, bruh, you still want attention. Like, how much attention do you want?
Unlimited.
Unlimited?
It's an unlimited plan.
That sounds like nonsense, though.
It's almost just like, even for a child, just as a metaphor. And your mom always goes, oh, you're so cute. Mm-hmm. And that's great.
She's building your self-esteem.
But if no one else ever tells you that, you're going to notice it. It's not that you need that reassurance, but it's just like sometimes, you know, you may say to your spouse, does this make me look fat? Your spouse going to say, no, you look great. But then if you go out into the world, you're still aware of what's going on around you. If you're not getting those responses in the public, she's still a person outside of being Steph Curry's wife.
Yes.
She still wants to be acknowledged as beautiful outside of that. And there's nothing wrong with her feeling like that. She's not saying she wants to do anything appropriate or be disrespected in any manner. All she's saying is that she feels like he gets acknowledged. Why is she not getting acknowledged?
But for me, it's just like, you're comparing yourself to someone who's famous and
she's very famous.
No. I'm not saying she's not famous, but you're comparing yourself to someone who's sports famous. So he's a household name and he gets a lot of recognition, and people walk up to him and just treat him like a god because he's put on this huge platform. Now, people know you because of him. So yes, I'm sure people still come up to you. You got your cooking show. She's doing her own thing. Like, she's out here working. So I'm not saying she's not doing anything. I'm just saying, like, for me as a guy, it just seems kind of like, bro, can you never be pleased? And I thought about this. I'm like, do you think it's one of those things where he's just not paying her enough attention?
No.
So you think
he could be saying, wow, you look amazing, you look beautiful every single day. But what she's saying is she's taking notice to the outside world. We're not talking about anything or any flaw or anything that he could be doing better in their marriage. And you say all that about saying she could be greedy and how she would never be satisfied. But on the same token, there are many, many men, and Steph Curry could very well be possibly one of them, who seek other women and who have the full package. There's more men that have the full package of what Ayesha Curry is getting in her marriage that seek other women. Why?
That's being a dirtbag. That's all that is. It is. I'm serious. I can admit to that.
That's the best explanation you can come up with.
No, it's real shit. If someone's being a savage or a dirtbag and you admit it, it is what it is. I'm saying a woman who, because we don't know if he cheated or not. We don't know that. So if we don't know it and we've never heard it, we have to assume, hey, it hadn't happened.
So it's a double standard. One side is greedy. One side is
no. He's being greedy as well. I'm talking about a woman who seems that it's almost like the equivalent to Sierra. If Sierra woke up one morning and said, "Yeah, I just feel like I don't get enough attention from other men that I don't even know," it's like, bruh, there are women who want the prayer you got to get Russell
She's not
Wilson.
saying she wants to go on a date or be courted by
she
other
said she
men.
Wants attention.
She wants to be noticed. When you say attention, you're getting too personal with the statement of attention.
That's what being noticed
All I'm saying is being seen as attractive. That's all I'm saying. It's like, wow, how is it so much this overpouring of saying, wow, you're good looking? It doesn't matter. Take away the fact that they're public figures, they're very famous, et cetera, et cetera. Just on a basic standard level of saying, wow, when I step out into the public, do people say, hey, this is a pretty lady walking down the street or entering the room? She doesn't feel like she's getting that response. She feels like when she comes into the room, she's just there. They're not saying, wow, she's attractive. She's not getting complimented like that. I'm sure she's been here before. I'm pretty sure.
If you come around Atlanta, niggas will give you the response you're looking for.
Atlanta guys are really, 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 really thirsty.
So that's what she's looking for. She's looking for the thirst. She sees her husband getting the thirst.
She's not looking for the thirst. She's just looking for basic recognition.
She's looking for a few niggas and be like, hey, what's up with you? Why does she have to
constantly be identified simply just from being his wife? She's her own person. There's
nothing
Ayesha Curry. Wrong with that.
She's famous.
Ayesha. How about just Ayesha?
Well, we call him Steph Curry. Okay, we don't say Steph.
When he was born, he was Steph Curry.
Yes.
He is Steph Curry.
But if I walked in here and said Steph and I said nothing else, you'd be like, who is Steph? You would.
It's fine. We can agree to disagree.
No, but it's not disrespectful to her to say, oh, that's Ayesha Curry. Because it's not like I see Steph and be like, that's Steph. I don't. I say, that's Steph Curry. I do the same thing for both of them. It's not like his name is that big on his first name.
But
it ain't like
also
Kobe.
Has to do with just being able to identify yourself separately from your significant other. It has to do with that too. I don't think it was inappropriate. I think it was just one of those honest moments that people still feel like it's sexist and it's taboo because, men want to feel like I still got it. That's why they always want to date these younger women to try to feel like they're still attractive and all this other junk.
I don't know why. But anyway, I feel like, yes, men do get it in their brain and be like, yeah, I want to see if I still got it. They may take their ring off and just see, can they still pull chicks? I get that part. I'm just saying it was like left field to hear her say it because she's looked at as like this sweetheart chick who's just down to earth and she has a family and that seems to be what she's all about.
She's still all of that.
Oh, I don't know about that no more. That's a little bit. She's going off the around the curve for me. I don't know about that.
Fine.
That's a lot. So it's okay for men to be like, do I still got it? Is it okay for men to be like?
Anyway, yes, it's okay.
No,
it's okay to feel.
You're making an assumption that every guy does that.
This is the thing that what I'm speaking generally and saying is that for the female species, we tend to care more about how we look, and they take a lot of validation in appearances. A man,
is that where compliments come in?
Exactly. A man more so takes validation in being a provider or financial status. So you could look like a pile of garbage, but if you have money, then that brings them confidence. A lot of women want to feel beautiful. They feel like that gives them value. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. There are other things that are much more important because beauty fades. But at the same time, women need reassurance. It's just the bottom line. There's nothing wrong for her feeling like she needs a separate set of reassurance that her husband cannot give her. She's a normal person.
Fellas, I'm here to tell you. It's a sad day. I'm telling you. It's a super sad day when it comes to being married. Because it's just like, you can do it. It tells a man you can do everything you're supposed to do. I'm serious. You can do everything right.
She's not satisfied in her marriage, and she's not saying that her husband doesn't make her feel like in his opinion, she's the most beautiful woman in the world. She's speaking in general. She still lives in the real world. She has to go out into the world. She has to validate herself outside of her marriage.
Validation from Joe Blow, and she's insecure because of it.
She has to validate herself outside of her marriage. And she has to remember who she is because she'll lose herself. If all of her happiness comes from him, she'll never truly be happy.
Well, she said that too, but that's why she went out and started working. She felt like she needed to not forget who she was and she needed a life outside of him and and their kids. She said that.
Well, that goes for anybody. I don't like when people try to make it seem like because of popularity, fame, or money, that they don't get to feel normal feelings that the average person can feel. Any woman can feel like that, regardless if her husband is a rich man, regardless if she's the breadwinner.
Oh, you thought this had something to do with the fact that she was famous? You thought I was getting on her because she was famous?
No, I felt like you were getting on her because you felt like because her husband is very wealthy.
No.
That she should be satisfied.
No.
You did say that.
No, I said
you said he's worth.
How much did I say?
100 million, possibly 200 million.
What else did I say?
And they've been together, and it should be good because hey, they got kids together. They've been married a long time. It doesn't seem like he's cheating, even though he very well could be.
Yeah.
And that could be another stem of insecurity, but we don't know. It's just a possibility.
But money is only a part of it.
The first thing out your mouth was he's worth at least 100 million.
What's important for you when it comes to a man?
Penis size.
Bree, how old are you, Bree?
I'll be 26 next month.
Oh, okay.
And penis size will always matter.
Yeah, okay. We'll see about that. We'll check back with you.
I didn't say it was the most important.
We'll check back with you.
But
I said,
it's a
what's
deal
the
breaker.
most important? I said that.
It's a deal breaker.
What's the most important? If he got that check, let's get it. Let's be real.
Because he could be super, super, super rich, and we're getting off the point, but it's fine. Because you could be super rich, but if your dick is small as fuck, I'm gonna have to seek a bigger dick. This isn't gonna work. I'm not gonna spend the next 30, 40, 50 years with a shrimp boat.
So,
and that's period.
Let's say it's the size you wanted, but he broke.
Well, we can go find some money, but I don't know about penis.
That's called being 25 people.
We can find some money though. You could be broke.
Okay.
You could be broke. It's a lot of people who are very wealthy that have humble beginnings. Being broke
What's your humble beginnings
is just a current situation. People are broke and then they have ambitions and then they get out and they go and get money. Money is being printed off every day. You can be broke. It's okay. Now, if you stay broke, that's a problem. But penis size.
You still have not answered my question.
What's the question? Repeat the question.
What is your most important attribute in a man? What's most important to you when it comes to a man? You said that ain't the most important, so what is it?
I think that the most important thing outside of penis size, because it's physical, so that's not really physical attributes, whatever. We can try to disregard them. If we put physical attributes aside, I would say I need a man who is a leader who can think for himself. I very much dislike follower type men or men that kind of always are looking to the next person, be it their spouse or the public, their family, their mommies, whoever. The answer is I like dominant men who are leaders. That is the most important thing. That is super, super, super important. And then penis size. If you want to talk about physical attributes, tall, dark, light, fat, skinny, whatever. Penis size, people.
Well, people, when you jump into Bree's DM, you already know what she's looking for.
Please don't start with the dick pics because...
Hey, tell them your Instagram right quick. And Kiki, make sure it goes above her. Make sure her Instagram goes above her head. Y'all hit it with something, so since it's so important, go ahead, give her a few.
It is important. I'm just being honest because
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all.
I'm gonna be out somewhere like trying to figure out a way
that's like
to fill the void.
But that's the same as a man saying, like, look, she needs to look what I need her to look like for her to be like for me to be with her. Because if she don't, it's just gonna make me cheat. She could be the nicest girl in the world, but you're still gonna cheat. It is what it is.
But she can look like anything, and then the pussy could be trash. But we're getting off the point.
What would that add up to, Brie? She could look like anything.
You could be gorgeous and have a very dry vagina, or loose.
Well, that's a medical condition.
Or any other terms that make it bad. I don't know because I don't know what other people's vaginas feel like specifically.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Okay, Brie, that's getting off on a tangent. We ain't going there today. We can go there next week. Today. That ain't happening. I would definitely love to go there though. Anyway, so you have a child.
I do.
And so for me, this is why you heard about the whole the governor Brian Kemp. He signed a heartbeat bill into the law recently, and it basically states you can't have an abortion in the state of Georgia past 6 weeks.
It's crazy.
And on top of that, like, I thought it was just a law and it was just like, yeah, they can't perform it, whatever. He's even taking it one step further and
Is this really true though?
No, it's some true shit. It is. It says if a Georgia, because my thinking was like, oh, girls just going to go to South Carolina. They're just going to go to Alabama. It is what it is. It says if a Georgia resident plans to travel elsewhere to obtain an abortion, she may be, and I'm glad it says she may be charged with conspiracy to commit murder, punishable by 10 years imprisonment.
I'm just
boom. I'm sorry.
I'm not
That's
too
crazy.
sure. That part.
10 years in prison.
That part right there is like, I've just recently heard about that. And
yes.
I'm still like in my mind telling myself that has to be a rumor. I know about the bill being signed, but I'm like, they can't be serious. But
it's a rumor? You take your ass to South Carolina, we're going to find out how much.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. And to me, it's much bigger than just saying, oh, now you have to own up to your responsibilities and sit down. To me, it's targeting a specific community, the low income community, because the people who have money are going to find ways around it. And even if they don't find ways around it to access the abortion, if they want it, they can afford the children or the resources that they need to take care of said child. Now, the low income people, regardless of their race, even though I feel like it's kind of targeting the Black community, the low income people, now we're going to have more babies born on drugs. We're going to have more child abuse cases. We already have more children that are wards of the state than what can be handled. And now that number is going to increase. The crime rate is going to go up. And it's saddening to me. Me personally, I feel like what would have been more fair is to say no abortion after 10 weeks, 11 weeks, 12 weeks. The first trimester is over at 13 weeks. I think that's more reasonable.
It's not. Only reason I say it's
10 weeks is more reasonable.
No, but the only reason I say it's impossible to say that in this law is because what they're trying to do is be pro-life. So they're trying to stop abortions, period.
Clearly.
And because they're trying to stop abortions, period, if you ever go there, it's like, that's 6 weeks is the moment they allow you to come do an abortion. It's like, we want you to get to 6 weeks and then you can come in here and get the abortion.
But the average woman doesn't figure it out until about 5 weeks.
You know,
can she have a week to figure out what she wants to do or to get the money up?
But you know what I say to that? If you fucking and you fucking raw, you need to be taking a pregnancy test pretty often. I'm sorry. I'm serious.
What logic? No.
Bruh.
If you're...
Huh? It's not? It don't... How long does it have to before it shows up?
Y'all don't?
Huh?
5 weeks. Yeah.
But if you're taking a... Okay. I'm glad you... Okay. Okay. So how soon could it show up? Okay. If it's 4 to 6 weeks, but if it's 4 to 6 weeks and you know you had sex yesterday, then take a pregnancy test in 4 weeks. If you say to me it can show up,
it can still come up negative.
No, it could.
First of all, I think we might have to do reproductive health episode really soon and bring in an expert for you, Corey.
I don't have any kids.
First
I don't
of
have to worry
all,
about getting pregnant.
First of all, the sperm has to swim up to the egg.
Mm-hmm.
There's a journey. And then the hormone levels are lower and higher in some women. And there are many, many, many women who take pregnancy tests that come out negative and are still pregnant.
If you say that you can get pregnant from, like, it'll show up 4 to 6 weeks, if you had sex yesterday, then you're telling me it ain't going to show up for at least
a month,
4 to 6 weeks, correct? Take a pregnancy test in 30 days. I don't, like, the law don't bother me. It don't. And it doesn't
because you can't get pregnant.
No, it doesn't bother me.
You don't have a vagina.
No, it's not even that. It's just, it doesn't bother me because men have never had a choice. When women get pregnant, when have we ever had a choice? We just got to kind of roll with whatever she chooses to do. And the law says that. This is the first time I've seen a law.
I mean, I can.
Pause.
May I?
God damn. No, it's not. No, I'm just giving you my standpoint.
I mean, I agree with the thing about men not really having a choice.
We don't. We never have. So it doesn't, like, this is just our first time.
True. I mean, you can make suggestions as a man, but at the end of the day, a woman gonna say, no, I'm keeping it, or no, I don't want it.
Yeah. And you gotta roll as a man. My bad. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. As a man, you have to roll with that. And because of that, like, we've been feeling slighted for years. We just can't say shit. And it's like, if we made the choice to put ourselves in that situation, it's like, okay, you just got to roll with it. And now women are kind of feeling what we've been feeling for 50 damn years.
Well, no. First of all, I don't know where you got this 50-year range from, because people have been reproducing for much more than 50 years, and abortions have been out for much more than 50 years.
Okay.
But
50 plus.
My point is, I see what you're saying. Mm-hmm. I've always felt like there should be rights for people or husbands that if your wife is pregnant, then the husband should have more say so. Mm-hmm. But
so if you're governor, you have some leeway as a man if you're married.
I believe that's more reasonable. I mean, since now we just pull laws and bills out the wazoo, why not? Fuck it. But my point is this, though. Not only is it an issue as far as that goes, but then what they're trying to do is they're trying to sell that birth control, which a lot of women don't know. Birth control is bad for you. The stuff they put in that, the hormones and all that stuff, either you get, not even just the side effects, it can cause depression. And a lot of women don't know that it causes depression because it's taking away some of the hormones that you need to function. And then it can also cause infertility in some women, bleeding for who knows how long, hemorrhaging, damaging the uterus, so many different things. But they're going to make money because so many women are going to be like, oh my God, I got to get on birth control. And they're going to run out and they're going to spend so much money on that. Mm. It's all a money scheme. But at the end of the day.
So is birth control not covered under like health insurance?
Not necessarily, and there's still millions of people who don't have any type of health insurance.
No, I get that part.
And
I'm
also,
just asking.
they're cutting funding on like the Planned Parenthoods that make it accessible for women to get free birth control.
Mm-hmm.
They're cutting the funding on it every year. Planned Parenthood has less and less features, less and less things that they can offer for women, less and less funding. First, I remember when I was like 18, they would give you maybe like 3 months worth. Now I believe they're only giving you like 1 or 2. So it's getting harder and harder.
So you have to walk
women.
in and pay out of pocket, or
honestly, I can't really say for sure because I made a conscious decision for myself that I don't want to use birth control. I don't believe in birth control, me personally, because I think it's very unhealthy. I think that I'm old fashioned. Use condoms or
deal with the consequences.
Don't have sex. That's just that. I mean, deal with the consequences, yeah. But my point is this, though. Either you're going to use a condom, because even if you are on birth control, you should probably still be using a condom. And if you're in a committed relationship and you're not having sex, then hopefully that person, you like that person, love that person enough to know whatever is coming behind it, you should be satisfied with that because you were satisfied with the action that came with it.
That's called being responsible.
Yeah, obviously, but still, yet and still, there's so many different situations that happen. There's so many young women, teenage girls that have abortions that aren't properly educated about sex, that go out there, they get pregnant. They're so young, they can't afford it. Their parents can't afford to help them. And it's just really, really sad because it's going to affect the community in so many different ways. I believe that it can make the crime rate go out. These young women, they're going to be out here trying to do anything to get money. You see what I'm saying? Stealing, fighting, robbing, child abuse. Prostitution is going to be prostitution regardless of the fact. Prostitution is one of those things where it's
going to be there.
It's going to be there. But all I'm saying is we're not... Please don't get me started on that topic. Please.
I'm sorry.
Because we're getting from the point. The point is it's very wrong. It's very, very wrong. And
to
it's
tell
very,
women
very
what they
sad.
can do with their body. Because that's all I can hear.
Because think about
how
this.
How dare a man try to tell a woman what she can do with her body?
Because half these niggas don't take care of their kids. Okay? Woo. And even for the dads who are in the house.
Yes.
Guess what? They're still not doing what mom is doing, man.
We have two different roles.
Nobody can compare to mom.
Yeah.
And shout out to the moms, Mother's Day,
Yeah.
It's coming up that. Or whatever. And I just feel like, as a man, no, you can't just try to tell a woman what she should or shouldn't do.
Well, you can.
And then there's so many broken promises. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And then they disappear.
I thought you were talking about as the governor, a man shouldn't tell you what to do.
Oh, he definitely shouldn't be able to just generally say 6 weeks. I think that 6 weeks thing is a joke. Then there's women who don't even figure it out till 12 weeks, 15 weeks. And it's crazy. Meanwhile, you guys want to build this giant middle finger, so-called a wall. You have all this money for that, but we don't even have enough money to fund childcare. There's so many women on waiting lists to get their kids enrolled in daycare because they can't afford to pay for it.
Trump was pro-abortion. He changed his stance later on because of pressure, but initially he was down with it.
I think that because there are some women who go all the way, they'll be like 18 weeks getting an abortion. I think that's ridiculous.
What's that 18 for? Oof.
Yeah, that's far. That's like know the gender far. But there are women who have done it.
Yeah, that place.
I think they should have did 10 weeks. 10 weeks. 10 weeks is fair.
That joint be super packed. And it ain't even young girls either. It's like grown. This one lady was in there. She was like, yo, it's like my 27th time. I'm like, what?
And then that's another thing.
I'm like, are you doing this as a job?
I feel like maybe even if they would have said, hey, you get 3.
Yeah.
Choose those 3 wisely. On the third one, that's your last one. You keeping them after that.
How do you really govern that? Like, how do you, if you say you get 3, how do I keep up with
Put in your
Bree
social.
Put
in your social.
With the scamming ass niggas that's out here today.
They're going to be getting CPN abortions. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I guess I get a woman's standpoint when she says a man shouldn't tell you what to do with your body. Then sometimes I think you're just being over the top. It's just like you're pointing out, yes, it is a man, but it's not just men who sat around and made this law. Like it's not. There's women in the room as well. So, but I also, like I said, from my standpoint as a man, we ain't never had no fucking say so. So we ain't really tripping. It's like it is what it is, and that's probably why the law says a woman would be arrested for and punishable up to 10 years in prison.
And it said anyone who helps her will also be arrested for conspiracy.
Her best friend.
Or the guy, because it's a lot of niggas that be like with the money hot and ready and give a bitch a tip too. Like, look, I'll give you $2,000 just please. Because guess what? There's a lot of married men.
That's a pretty high number, man.
And that was a reasonably number. I've heard higher. I've heard girls be like, I'm pregnant, I want 10,000.
These people that you know, I'm like,
and I'm gonna go get this $2.99 abortion. They may not want to talk about this stuff publicly.
Hey, they was pretty open in talking about it when they was requesting the 10 grand.
All I'm saying is this though. There's a lot of men, you may not feel like you're personally being affected by it, but I know a lot of guys who have paid for a lot of girls' abortions quickly. Mm-hmm. So it's like, come on now. Think about all the married men who would have had all these babies and their wives would have been able to take their fortunes and all this stuff based on their infidelities. Mm-hmm. And trust me, these mistresses is going to be popping off like quick. But we're going to see. It's all going to unfold real soon and real quick. And it's going to get hectic.
You think it's going to make crime go up?
I think it's going to make chaos in general.
So do you think people are just going to take their chances? Or going to another state, or do you think people will get super like?
Hell yeah, they're gonna take their chances. Like, safe. Huh? It's sex. People are not gonna get super more safe. There's worse things that can happen than having a kid, and people still don't care. So no,
that's why I think there should be like
people are definitely gonna travel. They're gonna travel. They're gonna be like getting on the mega bus, the Greyhound.
Because I'm like, how are you going to govern that?
And then there's gonna be people doing it in their basement too.
Are you? Oh no. That's some up north shit.
No, that's not. They was doing that back in the day.
Where at?
The coat hanger hook in somebody's basement.
What's the address?
123 basement.
You, out of all people that I know, you would be the one person that knows the address to where.
I know a guy who knows a guy.
And I ain't saying you've been there, but you would be the one person in life that I know who knows what the fuck that's going down.
I'm just saying.
But it is what it is.
This has been happening long before our time, you know that.
But I'm like, why would you? I get back in the day when it wasn't accessible to everybody. I'm saying now, with the way the world is, it's like,
why are all these girls going in hotels and getting ass shots? Still, right now, there's a girl in a Motel 6 getting silicone pumped in her ass as we speak.
It's her insecurity.
And it's dangerous. And it's illegal. And we have all this stuff where she can just take her own fat and move it around. But guess what? It's the easy way out.
Well, I'm not trying to get into the psyche of why a woman takes her ass fat.
I know. All I'm saying is it's comparable. Hotel ass shots, basement abortions. Why?
I'm just like, you could go get an abortion.
You know
at
a guy
Planned
who knows a
Parenthood.
guy.
You can. And it's like $200.
Not true necessarily.
If you in school?
Not true. Not true.
Bruh.
Not true. It can be upwards of $800.
It depends on when you get it. I do know that part.
And then not only that, but then you have to also say not when you get it, but there are different types of procedures.
Yeah, it's
Are
two.
you going to be asleep? No, that's not.
You said the procedure?
So much for somebody who doesn't have a vagina. No, there's almost, I believe, there's like different variations of medication that you can receive during the procedure, which can make the price go up. Yes, you can be sedated or you cannot be sedated.
You're talking
you can
about
take the
how
pill,
you get it done.
or you could.
I'm saying you either get the
that
joint. That
makes the price go up, Corey.
We're not talking about what makes the price go up. I'm saying you said there's 8 different procedures. I'm saying you're talking about somebody putting you to sleep. I don't care about that part. I'm talking about the procedure of getting it done. You either lay your ass on that table and get that motherfucker vacuum up out of you, or you take a pill. There's only 2. What other one do you know about? Please tell me.
That's not true either.
What else is there? I would like to hear it. And don't tell me what you think. Tell me what you know. I would like to hear it right now.
No, there's abbreviation, and I believe it is I don't want to say it's DNR because DNR is don't resuscitate. Do not resuscitate. But there is one where you can actually have the baby surgically removed. There's one where they have to go up there because sometimes people have these procedures done because there's something wrong. And sometimes some women have different complications with their anatomy as to where they can't just stick this quote unquote, as you said, vacuum up there because sometimes their cervix is blocked. Sometimes they have to go from other ways. So no, it's not just as simple as black and white and you just go up there and just, no, it's not just like taking a plan B and you just wake up and it's gone. It's not that simple at all. Shout
out to the plan Bs. Shout out to the fellas out there that know about the plan Bs at Walgreens,
plan Bs
CVS.
And I don't like those either.
You would be the one.
I've never had a plan B. I've never had a plan B, but from what I've heard of it, it's an excruciating experience. But I'm sure plan B sales are going to go up and prices probably going to go up too.
Let me tell you something. Plan B's been up. Them shits do not stay on the counter. You can walk in Walgreens right now into the section that says, what's it called? Family planning? Go to that section. I guarantee you that little shelf, that shit empty. Super empty.
They're behind the counter, actually.
Yeah, that's what they had to do to them because people started stealing them. You would be the person that'd be like, yeah, I ain't really trying to take that. That really messes with my body. And nah, they got those girls.
There's lots of them, and they're actually right.
Huh?
And I said they're actually right. Those things do harm your body. And
would you rather be stuck with a person you barely know? Like, let's say it's a guy, and I don't know that you do this, but let's say it's a guy that you just met a couple of days ago, and somehow the condom breaks or whatever, y'all have sex, and you don't really know what's going to come of it, and we live in Georgia, so your ass could be up shit's creek without a paddle, fucking around with these laws, and have a baby. Would you rather take your chances and take that plan B immediately and hope that it works? Because they don't always work. But hope that it works, or would you rather take your chances and be like, if the kid come, the kid come?
I think I've reached a point in my life now that if the kid comes, the kid comes. Now, me, a few years ago, I would probably have to take that plan B due to the laws. Because I wasn't going to take no plan B. I probably would have just took my chances and prayed and then probably like tried to like pee.
Pee?
Afterwards.
Explain that to me.
You have to pee after sex, guys.
Okay.
Pee after sex. It's and push the nut out if you feel like it's something up there. It worked for me for a long time. But no, I'm really to the point where I'm not gonna have sex with somebody that I feel like I can't have kids with. Even if I feel like I can't be with them, if they can't at least be a halfway decent dad, like I'm not gonna sleep with them. I mean, but then again, you know, you go to the club, you get drunk, and you be like, ooh, and then you wake up and you be like, oops. It happens to normal people.
Yes, it does. I remember
and
those days.
And it doesn't make you promiscuous because you slept with somebody. No, it's okay.
We're not talking about what you're being judged. Like,
but
you worried about that. That's like somebody being worried about being judged.
I'm going to just go ahead and just say, yeah, I'm going to just take my chances. And I'm going to keep it.
You be like, God meant for me to be with JoJo. It is what it is.
No, I don't mean I'm meant to be with JoJo. I mean, I'm just finna.
JoJo's going to be a baby daddy.
JoJo gonna be my baby daddy, but that don't mean I gotta be with JoJo. Okay, that mean I gotta be with little baby JoJo. I don't gotta be with big JoJo.
Yo, you are fucking wild.
I'm wild.
Yes.
Okay.
You said, but either way, that's to be 25 years old and say I'm gonna just have to roll with the consequences. That's pretty big of you. I know a few people that wouldn't do that. Do a little something different, but it is what it is. So as far as having babies and having baby daddies like JoJo per se, one of these things I heard, I heard somebody say this the other day, and it was just like Mother's Day is approaching, and I have a baby mom, so it's just like, but she's married, and someone asked me like, "Yo, you get your baby mom something for Mother's Day?" And I'm like, "No, nigga, she married. Like, why would I do that? Like, that's disrespectful to her husband." But people looked at me, and Kiki looked at me earlier today. Was like,
"There's nothing wrong with that."
She was like, "No, it's not. You're
Are you
saying,
bitter?
Oh,
Are you bitter?
Bitter for what?
just asking you for a reason why you feel like it's a problem. Now, I could see if like you guys don't have like you guys don't get along or you don't really like too much, like conversate any other time or y'all not cool. But if you're cool, like she's your child's mother,
yes.
and if you feel like she is a good mom,
okay,
then there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if you and her husband or whoever she's with, and I'm just speaking in general, don't get along and you feel like that can cause conflict in her household, then yeah, just out of respect, just be like, hey, send a text, give a call, happy Mother's Day.
Well,
keep it moving. But my own personal experience, like I said, I have a son, he's 2.
Yeah.
And his dad had a son when we started dating.
Okay.
And on Mother's Day, I helped him pick out a gift for her. Was it an extravagant gift? Hell no. Was it a gift? Yes. She still deserves a gift to be acknowledged. It's not Valentine's Day. It's Mother's Day.
Was she married?
No, but she was in a serious relationship. And she still received a gift. It wasn't like this. Like I said, it wasn't something extravagant. It was a simple gift, a token of appreciation. Thank you for being a mom. Thank you for holding down this child. Regardless of everything else, all bullshit aside, we commend you for what you do because it's not easy. And we can't do it. No one else can do your job but you.
I think I'm cool with like sending a text, but I just feel like there's certain man laws that I don't think women will ever understand. Like you just won't. And there's certain things about women that men will never understand. But in this situation, like most guys that I know and I've spoken to about it, their mindset is like, no, nigga, like that's my wife or that's my girl. Like I don't need that nigga around her nothing. She good. I got her. And for us, that's just how we feel about it. And for me, it's not about bitter or anything like that. Like my son's almost 18 this year. So, but for me, it's just like.
You gotta be ready to be a pawpaw. Grandpa.
Oh no, I actually did
Uncle
a good
Grandpa?
job with my child.
Okay, and now he's about to be 18.
Sorry. Yeah, that's called going to college in 2 years from now. He's going to his senior year of high school.
You know so much.
That ain't no time to have a child. But I understand people do it. It is what it is. But yes, that's the question I wanted to ask you. Was that an okay thing for you in your mind?
I'm cool with it. Just don't get too happy. Don't get her too much stuff. But regardless, I feel like all of the moms.
What does it matter?
Shout out to all the moms. We don't take off days. We rarely sleep. And we deserve recognition, especially from the assholes or the people who give us children. They should really thank us for bringing their creation to life. So yes, shout out to all the moms. Keep doing what y'all doing. And I'm proud of you regardless. Even if you're not the best mom, you're still a mom. You're holding your kids down every single day, making sure they're good. So yes. Kudos to them.
Somehow this turned into the Mother's Day episode. Happy Mother's Day, Brie.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day to your any mom in your family. Happy Mother's Day to my mom. That's our time for the day, y'all. I am CO. That's Breezy. Bree, you got anything else you want to say before we close out?
Yeah, y'all follow me, Real 216 Breezy.
And all fellas, y'all, you heard what Bree said she want. So.
If you send a dick pic, it's going straight in my dick pic group chat. So go ahead, send them.
I don't think niggas is worried about that. I don't know why women ever think niggas is worried about that. I think they actually want that. But anyway, sorry about that. Like I said, that's our time for the day, y'all. That was episode number 9. See you next week.